Tonight on News 5 Live, a twin brother is bludgeoned to death in Western Pines. An explosive device is found on board a Maya aircraft. The BDF says it's an IED, while Maya maintains that it's a rocket motor. In tonight's episode of Belize on Real, you'll get to know more about Belizean comedian David Morey. And Deputy Party Leader Cordell Hyde finds himself at the center of a political pickle between his brother-in-law and his nephew. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Pull up. One of my last feet, right? Well, I hope I'm ready, because the next big thing, Yo, brother, the next big thing, hope I'm ready. The big thing to come. My last feet, right? Well, I hope I'm ready, because the next big thing, Well, I hope you're ready, because the next big thing is coming. Never worry about it. One of my last feet, right? Now. Ready. Hope you're ready, brother. Unlimited experience there. You are never around a day again. Let's go. Ya está aquí. Unlimited is unlimited.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Atlantic Insurance informs our valued customers and the general public that our corporate headquarters and Belcan branch have been relocated. Our new location, the Atlantic Insurance Tower, located at 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway. All our phone numbers remain the same. Our Collett and Albert branches will remain at their existing locations. Join the Atlantic Insurance family today and experience the future of insurance. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Having the case before the International Court of Justice is necessary but not sufficient for good relations between Belize and Guatemala. The Sarstoon River, which is a river that divides Belize from Guatemala in the south, continues to be a serious problem for us. For several years, we have been trying to have a protocol between Belize and Guatemala as to how things happen in that river. On the 10th of September, Guatemalan naval vessels came into Belizean maritime waters and interrupted Belizeans who were in that river. The Belizeans had planted some flags on the Belizean side. The Guatemalan military took it up, returned it to us. That is an unacceptable violation of our sovereignty. And the Organization of American States has tried very hard, very diligently to get Belize and Guatemala to have a written established protocol to avoid these incidents. So far, we have not achieved it. I have said to the Secretary General, I have said to Foreign Minister Bucaro, when there is blood in the Sarstoon, it is going to be on the hands of Guatemala.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, September 28th. I am Sabrina Daly. A man was callously murdered overnight near the Western Pines community. The killer apparently used a cement block to kill David Phillips, otherwise known as Goofy. The incident happened behind a concrete house that is still under construction, and investigators are trying to put the pieces together of how the deceased, whose family members say was at their yard well into the wee hours of the morning, was found murdered just a few hours later far away from the city. The incident has police looking for clues and the family concerned over how the homicide will affect the victim's mother. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
Arguably, the most gruesome murder in recent times was committed overnight near Western Pines at Mile 8 on the George Price Highway. The victim is 42-year-old David Phillips, also known as Goofy. His twin brother, Joseph Phillips, told us that David visited the family on Central American Boulevard just last night and told him that someone had threatened his life, accusing him of stealing a bicycle.
Did
he say why? Or somebody accused him of theft?
Yes, ma'am. They said I thief the bike and I thief my bike, thief the bar money and I thief nothing like that.
Phillips's niece, who requested anonymity, told us that he had been accused of similar offenses in the past, but the family wasn't aware of his actions.
A couple people will come and say that back at the yard that he thief their bike and stuff like that. And we explain to them, we don't really know, because a couple people they complain and say he's on crack and stuff like that, but we don't know. We can't say because we are not around him.
The niece recalled the last time she saw her uncle 2 weeks ago.
I was on the boulevard and he asked me if I wanted a ride. He was in a F-150 and he just waved to me out of it. That was the last time I saw him. But the other people, my other cousins, them in the yard, say they saw him last night. About 3 o'clock he was in the yard.
The relative said that family members had not informed Phillips's mother of his murder because of their fear of how it could affect her health. What has gripped the quiet community of Western Pines is the proximity of the crime scene to the residences where about 150 families reside. One resident told us off camera that his house is within eyeshot of the murder scene and no one heard or saw anything amiss. Today, scenes of crime personnel were carefully processing the area, removing the essential pieces of evidence that could make a case in a court of law. From what was apparent, the killer used a cement block to bludgeon Phillips at this location. So far, police have not released any details of the incident. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
On Tuesday at midday, the Belize Defense Force was informed that a contraption which appears to be an explosive object had been found on an aircraft belonging to Maya Island Air. When BDF personnel arrived at the municipal airstrip a few minutes later, they observed that the device had already been removed from the aircraft and set on a picnic table nearby. According to an incident report from the BDF's Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit, the flight originated from San Pedro, and the airplane landed at Sir Barry Bowen's Municipal Airport. The report further states that the device initiator was already removed from the body of the improvised explosive device, later identified as a binary dynamite with high explosive filling, by someone who was being instructed by retired General David Jones. The object had a diameter of 1 inch and a length of 6 inches. The aircraft upon which the IED was flown to Belize City had already departed for the Philip Gosen International Airport. According to BDF personnel, if a second or third device was on the aircraft and detonated, it could have been fatal to the crew and passenger, including the aircraft itself. When the initiator was triggered, it indicated that the device was real, and had it been set off on board the flight, it could have caused the aircraft to explode. News 5 understands that Meyer Airlines maintains that the device found on board the airplane is a rocket motor, and that it is consulting with an international explosive expert to verify that it is a rocket motor. A Mahogany Heights resident has been convicted of drug trafficking after police discovered 117 grams of cannabis in her home. Reports are that on Wednesday night, police officers were conducting operations in the village when they conducted a search at the home of Naya Clother. Police say that while searching a room, they picked up a strong aroma of marijuana coming from a red plastic bag. When the bag was opened, it contained marijuana. The mother of an 8-month baby boy was taken to court this morning and arraigned before a magistrate. She was read a single charge of possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply to another person. Clother appeared unrepresented before a senior magistrate where she pleaded guilty to drug trafficking. For her guilty plea, a non-custodial sentence was imposed on Clother. She was fined $600 plus $5 cost of court. The magistrate gave her until January 21st, 2024 to pay. Also in Mahogany Heights Village, a family of 4 was busted with 41 grams of marijuana. On Wednesday, police visited the home of Stephanie Copius and executed a search warrant for drugs and illegal firearms. During the search of the kitchen area, police say they came upon a strong aroma of marijuana coming from a green oats container. When the container was opened, a bag was found inside with 17 small parcels of cannabis. This afternoon, Stephanie Copius, her common-law husband, 58-year-old Colin Calvin Clother, 30-year-old Ivor Turton, and Wayne Garbett were arraigned before a senior magistrate. They were jointly read a count each of possession of a controlled drug. Thurton took ownership of the marijuana and asked for leniency and for a fine. The senior magistrate imposed a non-custodial sentence and fined Thurton $300 plus $5 cost of court. He has until November 30th to pay. If he defaults, he could face 2 months imprisonment. Earlier today, an 18-year-old was facing 7 years for burglary until his mother appeared in court to drop the charge. Brian Hilton is accused of breaking into his mother's home on Tuesday afternoon with the intent to harm her. Charges were brought against him and he was taken before the lower court where he was read a single charge of burglary. But his mother, Pamela Morera, who says this is the first time she has seen her son in such a manner, has forgiven him. She took the stand and informed the court that she wanted no further court action against him. In light of the mother's request, no further evidence against Hilton could be offered, and the charge of burglary was dismissed. But the prosecutor asked for Hilton to be bound over so as to avoid any recurrence of the behavior. The chief magistrate agreed and bound him over to keep the peace for a 6-month period. If he fails to do so, he could face a fine of $300 or imprisonment. Coming up, 2nd annual Elevate Training Expo, improving service excellence. We'll have more details when we come back.
We We all have dreams that we are chasing, goals we're striving for, and loved ones we want to provide for. There is one thing that can provide you with a sense of security and empowerment. That is planning for the future and starting to save. Just as a tree starts as a seed and grows with time, your savings will grow. It's never too early or too late to take that crucial step towards securing your future. Saving is not just about putting money aside. It's a promise to yourself and your loved ones that you are taking control of your destiny. It all begins with a plan and the commitment to save, no matter how big or how small. Educate yourself about different savings options to help you achieve your plans. Remember, no matter where you are on your journey, the key is to start. Every step you take towards planning and saving is a step towards empowerment and peace of mind. Talk to your loved ones about your goals and dreams. Create a roadmap for a brighter future. That tree you planted now provides shade and shelter for your dreams. Embrace the power of planning for your future and starting to save. Your dreams are waiting, and your journey to a brighter tomorrow begins today. Plan today, save for tomorrow. A message from the Central Bank of Belize. For more information, visit our website at centralbank.org.bz.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Major, aka the King of Caribbean Comedy, and for the first time ever, I'm gonna be in Belize. That's right, it's all about Belize Comedy Entertainment Presents.
No, September the 30th, you make sure they're live and direct, you understand? Make sure they get on the money and don't second, check. Because the rest I got there, I don't know, it's like mad.
That's right, featuring Major Hype, White Yardie, and much more. It's gonna be crazy. Make sure y'all there. You know that it's already. Get your tickets right now.
Indian fire for that comedy show, I want you.
Looking for a great way to explore the beauty of Belize this weekend? Caribbean Sprinter is the fastest water transport for your perfect island hopping experience. Spend less time waiting and more time enjoying. Book your tickets now online at sprinter.bz.
This ad is brought to you by the People's Constitution Commission.
Let's participate. Number one customer. How you do today?
All right. Just make I get the usual, right?
All right. The only thing is that the price gone up by $1.50.
It gone up again? So that every day you want to raise your price, brother, man.
Oh my God.
Now what kind of ham you use now? You use Flying Pig?
The food too expensive for you then, boss.
I know me right to the chance, man.
No worry about rights and pay for your food, boss.
You see that mentality where he got that will land you right in a trouble. No be like he, when you care about the rights and things, people I want to understand something. The People's Constitution Commission is launching their survey at the Belize High School Debate Scholars 2023 in Belize City. And this whole reason is because they want to know when you're not interested in, when you want to change in the commission, because of your future, only you could take a hold on that, alright? So I want to fill out this survey so you can have a better life and so they could, PCC could do what they're supposed to do, alright?
The hot dog ready, boss.
Wait, hold on. I want $85 for your hot dog, but I want you fill out the survey first.
Send me the link.
Alright, very good. Make I get it.
Oh my God.
How is this supposed to be? How you will sell me hot dog when I have no hot dog? And I have two thin sausage, brother.
Don't you talk to me so. I have the right to peace and silence.
It's time for you, me, and all our we. This ad is brought to you by the People's Constitution Commission.
Babe, have you seen the advisory that Nima just posted? There's going to be a storm.
Storm? It's not a storm. That's just a little rain. You'll be all right.
Thank goodness that was only a simulation. But what if it wasn't? Consider this. You've worked hard building your future, your family, your business, your home. RF&G Insurance has policy options that can protect your most valued assets so that you can focus on what matters most. Include RF&G Insurance in your hurricane prep. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
The Belize Tourism Board is hosting the second annual Elevate Training Expo at the Biltmore Plaza in Belize City. Stakeholders, including property owners, chefs, those in the hospitality sectors, and artisans, are being engaged in the two-day workshop that's focused on building the capacity of the participants and improving the service excellence of the industry. The Training Expo opened this morning and concludes on Friday. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Tourism stakeholders countrywide, those in academia, tour guides and restaurateurs, and property owners are among the 300-plus persons that are being engaged in a two-day capacity building training organized by the Belize Tourism Board. Cruise and Capacity Development Director Lloyd Enriquez says that the key is not only to elevate, but to compete globally.
It's about elevating our capacity. We want to compete globally. Belize is not only a regional competitor, but a global competitor in the tourism sphere. So it's about service delivery, making sure that our people are equipped with the tools, skills, knowledge that they need to offer the best service ever, all right? So when our visitors come here, they walk away feeling, wow, I had a great experience in Belize. And this is one way we can impart the skills. It's a two-day, it's condensed, it's packed. And they can actually go back to their places of business, their places of work, and implement these skills and practices.
The event featured presentations from international experts, as well as persons who understand the tourism industry in Belize. Tourism Director Evan Tillett says that the aim is to raise service excellence within the country.
For us, the service level, I think, needs a push. And hence why we are focusing on training, because that is the way we can elevate the experiences that we have in Belize.
Tillett says that the ultimate goal is to develop a training academy for industry stakeholders that will allow for constant and consistent development across the industry.
We're not looking at only the bottom line training programs, but we're looking at high-level training programs, and hence why we partnered with Florida International University, Lemon 8, and we also use the talents of our local trainers as well, which is important, because if we're going to advance the service level in the tourism industry, then we must focus on training.
There were several breakout sessions that touched on digital marketing as well as authenticity.
When we do surveys, exit surveys at the airport and our other ports of entry and exit, people tell us that we have the warmest people. We're so genuine and friendly, we're authentic. They get an authentic experience here in Belize. But this expo and other training events that we have and other training programs that we have throughout the year is really meant for us to take that authenticity, but also meet a certain level of expectation that visitors who are global travelers expect. And so this is one effort, one more along that effort.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
And while overnight tourist arrivals are up by 91 to 95%, what about the cruise tourism sector? Director of Tourism Evan Tillett says that the National Sustainable Tourism Master Plan is being updated. Larger ships are coming to Belize, and there are requests for berthing facilities, none of which have been established in the Belize City Harbor. Down south at Harvest Key, Norwegian Cruise Lines has a docking facility on the island off the coast of the Placencia Peninsula. The facility at State Bank was projected for 2024, but will it be completed by then? Here's what Tillett had to say.
We're still under 2019 numbers, but I think there's a number of factors for that. For instance, you have bigger ships now coming on stream. Belize is still a tender port situation. And so I think we need to finalize that whole process in getting a docking facility. Then you will see real growth in the cruise tourism sector. But the important thing is that it has to be done in a sustainable manner. And every single thing that we do at the BTB and the Ministry of Tourism is done sustainably. In fact, we're just in the process of finalizing the update to our National Sustainable Tourism Master Plan.
Okay, sir, that I believe is one of the hesitations because the State Bank one, State Bank that is right outside, that has been at a standstill for some time now. And I know that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, my memory serves right, 2024 was when it was expected that that would come on stream so that we can now see that docking facility operational. Is there any update as to when that is going to happen? Have you guys been able to speak to maybe the stakeholders in that project?
In terms of the port projects, there is ongoing discussions, but I don't have any new update in terms of the State Bank project. The last information I had is that they were going to open, I think, somewhere in 2024, but I don't have any additional update from them.
Earlier this month, in an update on the state of the tourism industry, the CEO in the Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora Relations confirmed that there are more carriers and airlifts to the country and that Belize is seeing increased tourist arrivals. The numbers, however, are not as high as those pre-COVID figures. What's certain, though, is that visitors have extended their length of stay in Belize and are spending more. Tourism Director Evan Tillett has crunched the numbers and today gave an update on tourist arrivals.
In terms of our numbers, we are looking to somewhere between 91 to 95% of where we were 2019. From a revenue perspective, we are definitely up, and that's because we have extended the length of stay in terms of visitors. It went from 6.3 to now just about 9 days. And obviously the ADR is up significantly, somewhere around 25% or so. So obviously we would want to get back the numbers, and we figure by 2024 we will be there and beyond 2019 numbers, which is excellent for us.
Maybe by the end of the year we might say that they go right up because we're going into the high season.
That would be the ideal situation. I would love for that to happen.
The Belize Tourism Board and Tourism Minister Anthony Mahler have been working on tapping into the European market. Today, when News 5 caught up with Tourism Director Evan Tillett, he said that the idea is about diversifying the markets to attract more visitors to Belize and expand the tourism season.
Our key source market is obviously the U.S., but there's a need for us to diversify because it can literally expand the tourism season, which would be good from an economic perspective for the entire country. And so our focus is, we're heavily focused on airlift development, and we're also pushing marketing dollars not only in Europe but also in Central America, Mexico, and South America. We see potential there that can allow us to advance the tourism season.
After the break, into the life of comedian David Morey. We'll tell you about that, but first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
When you want to repaint the guest room, remember to fix the faucet too.
Take a break from rising prices and come into Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet for our sizzling September sale. Shop and save with these great deals, like 15% off select brands of our signature paints, and 20% off all Piso-Forte tiles and all cement outdoor tiles, plus big discounts on thin set. But it doesn't stop there. Get 15% off all Moen products and 30% off clearance models. Enjoy 15% off Sunlight aluminum and vinyl windows and doors. And get 20 to 60% off decorative light fixtures. Come on down and celebrate September with incredible deals at Brothers Habet and Habet. Call, WhatsApp, or email us for more info. Happy September, Belize.
Number one caller. Number one caller. Hey, number one caller. You know why? Listen, hey, for the best post and prepaid. You know that smart got you back. For the best service coverage. All we know that smart got you back. Travel and connect everywhere. You know that smart got you back. Smart record that'll go a long, long way. All we know that smart got you back. Ah, do ya, babe. Let's go. Every caller is the number one caller with smart, bringing people together.
Visit Benny's today to get all your household and construction needs, from tiles to paints, electrical and plumbing supplies to power tools, lights and fans to kitchen appliances and faucets, gym equipment to household items. We have what you need. We also offer store-wide promotions for you, our customers, so you can enjoy deals and discounts all year long. To get more value for your purchase, take advantage of Benny's B-Bucks, which is free money. All you have to do is shop at any Benny's location or entity. Stop in at Benny's Home Center on Regent Street, Benny's Bargain Center on Freetown Road, Benny's Superstore 2.5 miles Philip Golson Highway, or Benny's Cayo 43 miles George Price Highway just outside Belmopan. Enjoy special offers, free delivery, and get rewarded with free money when you shop at Benny's today. Benny's, quality and savings.
Get out and explore this weekend with Caribbean Sprinter. With our ferries, you'll get to San Pedro, Belize City, and Key Cocker faster and smarter. Visit Caribbean Sprinter online at sprinter.bz.
My Social Security. Your direct online access to all your Social Security information. 360 view of all your Social Security information. Registration services, benefits, contributions, and employer services at your fingertips. Enjoy all the new features with your My Social Security account. Register with SSB. Submission of benefit claims. Submission of contribution statements. View contribution record. Enjoy all your My Social Security feature at ssbportal.org.bz. Social Security at your fingertips.
In tonight's installment of Belize on Real, we take you down to Independence Village to find out more about a comedian who has become a familiar face to many Belizeans. At 19 years old, David Mori has been captivating his supporters with his witty commentary and skits on social issues. Mori has made a name for himself in the local comedy scene with the help of social media and his community. He is also a student at the University of Belize pursuing a degree in business administration. News 5's Paul Lopez found out more about the man behind the jokes. Here's that report.
I got for my head. Every year it gets harder for me make I decide that what we to celebrate. Are we celebrating the Battle of St. George's Key or we to reenact it?
19-year-old David Mori has become a comedic sensation in Belize. He is everywhere. Mori produces content on social media. He has headlined numerous local comedy shows. And his talent has led to a number of endorsement deals with local businesses and organizations. Today, we visited Mori in Independence Village at the Triangle Park where it all began.
I call this the National Village, right? When they say you get the independence scene at this month, that is the talk about. This place, this is my hometown, all right? And the thing is about Mango Creek is that a lot of people don't know that Mango Creek and Independence are the same place. So we could honestly say that we were in two places at the same time, Mango Creek and Independence.
For him, comedy began with creating content for social media. At the age of 15, Mori and a group of friends launched Baccabush Vines on YouTube and Facebook. They shot their first series of videos inside this park.
They don't want to make a look bad. They say, well, you just tell jokes and think jokes not paid at Belize. I always say that jokes not paid at Belize, David. You don't waste your time, David. Why you do this, David? Eventually, throughout the years, I never did start this with the intention that I would work with businesses, do promotions, perform, travel over the country. I've always told my mom that I want to travel Belize, man. Because my pa used to tease me, my pa used to always say, David, you're the home mode of the washing machine. I said, that will change. That will change. You know what, stay so. You know what, stay so. And here I am today.
And things have in fact changed for Mori. He recently signed a contract with the University of Belize to become their social media brand ambassador. As a result, he has been given an opportunity to pursue his bachelor's degree at the institution, an endeavor his parents would not have been able to afford otherwise. David's mother, Shirley Mori, has 6 children. David is the youngest of the 6. His parents are sometimes out of work, but they have always found ways to provide.
Like everybody say, it's hard, but you know, by trying, you have the both parents, it get much easier to do it. And my husband do like carpentry. Yeah, he do like so, and you know, that's not every time you have a job like that. So it's very hard, but we make it by the grace of God. And one time my brother asked me, just saying, Charlie say, it was David. He said, can you give me David before he was in my belly? And he asked, could you give me? Because I tell him, brother, it's hard to raise so many kids without like regular jobs and whatever, right? And I tell him, no, brother, I can't give you. They don't even give away dogs or anymore. Like, you know, I tell him, I'm not going to give. I always tell him that I'm going to struggle with my kids. You know, I got them, and God will make a way for me to raise them. My mom said, if you even have to raise them with banana, whatever, keep them with you, you know, because later on, you know, when they go about there, like they will think that you don't love them.
We'll make all of the fat police, they're going out of fat criminals. And all the MAGA police, we're not a MAGA criminals. Just like that to fix that.
And the child that she decided to hold on to, against all odds, is now bringing comedic relief to her life in times of worry and sadness. Shirley says that all 6 children are her favorite and she loves each of them equally. And she's especially proud of David's dedication to his skill.
I always like encourage him to, you know, like whatever he is into, I encourage him. Like if he like it, I will be with him 100%. You know, I won't go against it and say, David, why are you talking fool or talking stupidness or whatever, you know. I'll be with him, you know, because even in the end of the day, sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I go on his yes, I do. And I am in my room laughing all day, like just going, it just make your day. You know, just the way he give the jokes them, you know, that just make you feel so happy. You could be sad in your room or sad in your house, whatever, and you go on his page, you gotta laugh. We always bring God in whatever we do. We always put God first, you know, and always let them come up with that way that, you know, everything you do and say, put God first.
David says the community he was raised in has also played a huge role in shaping the individual he is today. He says Mango Creek has exemplified what it means to be your brother's keeper.
I wouldn't try to make it seem like there's something negative when I say Mango Creek people interfering. Like I always say, it's considerate. You don't mind somebody else's business that is being considerate. So when you cut a Mango Creek, expect somebody to care about it to the extent that your business is important to them, all right? So it's not like I do it out of, oh, I don't got nothing better for you. I do it because I look out for you. And that's a lot of, a big part of Mango Creek is that we always look out for each other. You know, whenever somebody have something rough, everybody will try help out that person. You know, it's always a community effort when you come in from Mango Creek.
When asked what is his favorite video of his to date, he referred to this skit he did on Commissioner of Police Chester Williams.
Let us go to church and pray on New Year's Eve to bring in a good Christmas day.
Well, I definitely feel like when, you know, maybe let's say 5 years, 10 years, I want to be somebody that inspires the youth to chase after the artistic ambitions. Of course, you have to have your professional ambitions as well. So I know I said that, oh, if you want to be a doctor, that means if you have a singing talent, you have to just sweep that under the rug, forget about that. You could still pursue it. And I want to be a living example of that, a living testament that, oh, never make nobody stifle your creativity. You're born with that.
Make somebody argue on Facebook.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
When we return, 15 women empowered to market their own preserved foods.
Since 1963, the Development Finance Corporation has been there for Belize, strengthening and growing our nation's economy. We have planted ourselves as your financial institution in education, home mortgage, sustainable energy, and business investment for yesterday, today, and in the future. In 2023, we celebrate 60 years of championing Belize's development and transformation. We extend a heartfelt thank you to you, our customers, our partners, for remaining with us through it all, with one vision of empowering lives. Today, we stand proud, serving all Belizean communities with DFC branches countrywide. DFC, changing communities, impacting lives, embracing success. DFC at 60.
Quality Chicken Express invites you to come celebrate the grand opening of our restaurant at number 3 Northfront Street this September 30th from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. We've worked hard to create a place where co-workers, family, and friends can come and enjoy a great dining experience with that signature quality taste we've become known for. Come and celebrate with us the inauguration of our drive-thru expressway. There will be music provided by Youth Connection Band and entertainment for the entire family, including bouncy house, raffles on the hour, every hour. Free food for purchases made at Quality Poultry Products and Chicken Express. See you there.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times, and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Looking for a great way to explore the beauty of Belize this weekend? Caribbean Sprinter is the fastest water transport for your perfect island hopping experience. Spend less time waiting and more time enjoying. Book your tickets now online at sprinter.bz.
At NextGen, we work for you. Our customer care department is the backbone in delivering a superior customer service.
You deserve the best personal assistance every time, and that's exactly what we pride ourselves on providing.
Our agents are readily available to assist you anytime you need us.
We understand your time is valuable, which is why we're always here to help you quickly and efficiently.
When you speak, we listen.
With us on the ground and in the field, we are fully equipped to serve you in any capacity.
Let us help you continue to do what you do best.
We are always improving to provide you with fast response time and technical support.
Our team is dedicated to delivering the highest quality service and care to all our customers.
Thank you for choosing NextGen as your trusted service provider.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the shark code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
A land clinic for residents of Pickstock concluded today at the Belize City Center, where hundreds of constituents were present to seek assistance with obtaining land titles or applying for land as first-time owners. Earlier today, we stopped by the Civic Center where the lines were still pretty long, and the staff of the Lands Department was working through lunch to facilitate the various transactions. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
Pickstock, as an electoral division, includes 4,089 registered voters. Many of them live in that constituency, while others reside elsewhere in the country. Despite their physical location, they all have a need for land, as Belize City is virtually out of parcels to give. The past 2 days have seen hundreds of residents attending a land clinic where several concerns are being addressed by their area representative, as well as personnel from the Ministry of Natural Resources.
I strongly believe, just like the Minister of Land, that if you give people the ability to acquire a piece of land, then they have strength and power behind them.
Those parcels that are being sought, according to Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde, are elsewhere in Belize District. Priority, nonetheless, is being given to first-time landowners.
We've done a lot of land clinics all over the country, but we've not done Belize City nearly enough. This is our 4th clinic in Belize City, and we've been in high demand here, and it's really been a fun clinic because this particular clinic has been less about problems and more about helping first-time landowners, and the people here are really enthusiastic about the opportunity to own a piece of the jewel. They don't care where it is, they just want a piece of the jewel because they understand how important it is to get a piece of this pie, the shrinking pie.
To acquire a piece of land, as someone new to the process, requires patience, lots of it. For many, countless trips to Belmopan is quite frustrating. An opportunity to have those concerns addressed here in Belize City saves time and money.
I think the department has it done like clockwork, and so they know what they're doing. They're the experts. They have been processing these titles and leases and documents for a couple of years now, and so I think they have it under control.
When you listen to your constituents, what perhaps is the primary concern that they have regarding land or land acquisition or the processing of their documents?
The process, normally you have to go to Belmopan and all that, wait, and then you have to compete with the entire country in terms of having time to get in and see the relevant people. So these clinics provide a service to the communities that we're catering for.
Since the Pickstock Land Clinic commenced on Wednesday at the Belize City Center, the Lands Department, including Minister Hyde, has been working overtime to accommodate the process. In speaking with News 5 earlier today, he attested to the fact that there is a land shortage in Belize City, but that applicants are looking elsewhere in the district to own a piece of property.
Well, we do have some land at Mile 8, we do have some land at Hattieville, Boom, Sandhill, Biscayne. In terms of the Belize district, those are the areas primarily that we are able to assist people with land, because you're right, Belize City doesn't really have any land. Last Bank, Ladyville doesn't have any land again, because people want closer to Belize City, of course, because this is where the action is, but living in the villages, that's a beautiful thing too, you know, and Belize district has, like, in a sense, is becoming one big city, for lack of a better description.
The land clinic concludes today. Reporting for News 5, I am Isane Cayetano.
2 weeks ago, News 5 was present for the launch of the CRASH program at Hand in Hand Ministries. It stands for Capacity Roadmap, a Sustainable Hope, and its objective is to empower women to become self-reliant through specific courses and programs. Over the last 2 weeks, 15 women who had previously received homes from Hand in Hand Ministries enrolled in a food preservation course, and today they received certificates of completion. As News 5's Marian Ali found out, the course taught the women more than the technical insights, but also lessons in budgeting, marketing, packaging, and labeling their products.
15 women who are part of Hand in Hand Ministries development program today received certificates after they completed a 2-week course on fruit, beans, and meat preservation. Linda Mangar, who was one of the women, shared with News 5 what the course entailed.
The first week, yes, I learned, how to preserve food. That's very important, to preserve the food. The two processes of preserving the food.
Two processes? What are they?
Well, we have the water bath and the pressure canning. Water bath is the one we use for, preserve with fruits and vegetables, Cutting it, the done perishable or this.
Okay, and then?
Yes, and the pressure canning, we do the meats and beans,
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs was an integral part in finding a sponsor for the program. Alexa Perez is the ministry's project officer. She found comfort in the likelihood that working families can purchase these quick and easy alternatives to preparing healthy snacks and meals.
It saves us a lot of time because we are in a working world where people have limited time, and it keeps the economy going.
And it offers the convenience.
And the convenience, yes, with our busy schedules, I'm sure we don't have, some of us don't have 3 hours to sit to let the beans
defrost.
Yes, defrost
or cook. And if you are concerned about the way these food items are preserved, Maggie Vargas, who is the development director at Hand in Hand Ministries, says these products are much healthier than most preserved foods on the shelves.
Well, the only thing that, other than the process that is taken to do these preserves, is vinegar. This is one of the items that helps to preserve those goods.
Health-conscious people are concerned about the preservatives in those goods on the shelves. How much healthier or safer are these ones?
Marianne, honestly, I can tell you that these are very safe and they're very healthy. Nothing in there has much preservatives other than vinegar. Everything else is right, fresh meat, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. It's only the process that makes it healthier.
Meanwhile, Taiwan Embassy's third secretary, Irene Wu, said they will be looking for other avenues where they can assist Belize.
When each technical cooperation project is complete, we will have we will look into potential new areas or continue in similar areas and open a new project.
Now, with the training and knowledge the women received, also in packaging, marketing, budgeting, and labeling their products, they will try to acquire the necessary equipment in order to market their own preserved foods. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Up next, a new law to replace the definitive agreement is on the horizon.
Every year, World Environment Day is celebrated on June 5, and the Department of the Environment, within the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management, joins the nation of Belize and other United Nations member countries in worldwide awareness and action to protect our environment, with this year's theme being to beat plastic pollution. We have seen the effects of climate change, now exacerbated by the effects of plastic pollution, primarily from single-use plastics. The Ministry, through the auspices of the Department of the Environment, has enacted the pollution from plastics regulation in 2020, noting that single-use plastics is of high environmental concern. This regulation sought to curb the environmental impacts associated with single-use plastics and to better promote green alternatives, which resulted in the development of national standards for biodegradable products.
The government of Belize, through the Department of Environment, has been controlling and enforcing these regulations to ensure that we protect Belize from the threats of plastic pollution. In so doing, nationwide market surveillance and product sampling has been conducted, resulting in enforcement actions which includes sale prohibition and confiscation of single-use plastics and styrofoam. The detrimental environmental impacts of single-use plastics are everyone's concern. The government calls upon all businesses, industries, civil societies, NGOs, and you, the citizens of Belize, to have civic pride and to help in the fight against plastic pollution and to further contribute to the national efforts in transitioning to a circular economy. Together, we can beat plastic pollution. Happy World Environment Day.
Having the case before the International Court of Justice is necessary but not sufficient for good relations between Belize and Guatemala. The Sarstoon River, which is a river that divides Belize from Guatemala in the south, continues to be a serious problem for us. For several years, we have been trying to have a protocol between Belize and Guatemala as to how things happen in that river. On the 10th of September, Guatemalan naval vessels came into Belizean maritime waters and interrupted Belizeans who were in that river. The Belizeans had planted some flags on the Belizean side. The Guatemalan military took it up, returned it to us. That is an unacceptable violation of our sovereignty. And the Organization of American States has tried very hard, very diligently to get Belize and Guatemala to have a written established protocol to avoid these incidents. So far we have not achieved it. I have said to the Secretary General, I have said to Foreign Minister Bucaro, when there is blood in the Sarstoon, it is going to be on the hands of Guatemala.
your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the short code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Deputy Party Leader Cordell Hyde finds himself in a peculiar situation where candidates for the mayoral seat in Belize City are concerned. Incumbent Mayor Bernard Wagner is his brother-in-law, and Deputy Mayor Alan Pollard is basically his nephew. Pollard has openly expressed an interest in challenging Wagner at a PUP convention to determine who will run for the party during the March 2024 municipals. On the other hand, the party's national executive is endorsing Mayor Wagner for a third term in office. So what does the Lake Eye area representative who introduced both men to electoral politics think of the ongoing scenario? That's what we asked him earlier today.
It's been interesting times, but it's a wonderful problem we have, you know. Some years ago, we couldn't get people to run. We used to have to beg people to run. I can remember 2018, we literally had to go beg persons to run because people weren't necessarily offering themselves, you know. We've come a long way. We now have 125 applicants for our candidates for 67 seats thereabout. I think that's a good problem to have. We've been in much discussion with those two aspirants. Two of them are heavyweights. Two of them we need to have on the slate because we like to see it as a 1-2 punch, you know. So we're working on that. I think an announcement is coming down pretty soon, you know. So I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic, and we'll get it done.
But you're in a most unique seat. One is your brother-in-law, the other is your understudy, and they all come from the zinc fence camp. What is your take on how you look at this whole entire scenario as it plays out?
Well, I wish I weren't in this situation. I wish it was different. You know, one is married to my sister, and one is practically my nephew. So it's a peculiar situation. They say life isn't fair, and you're being a little bit unfair like life too, you know. So we leave it at that.
The Briceño administration is getting ready to present a new piece of legislation to Cabinet and subsequently the House of Representatives, a bill that will replace the controversial definitive agreement. While the proposed law is being tweaked, we asked Minister of Tourism Anthony Mahler when we caught up with him earlier today for his thoughts on the new bill.
We're in the process of going through the motions and ventilating and discussing the legislation, and so I believe within the next couple of weeks we should have a final draft for people to see.
From first perusal, is there anything that perhaps stands out to you in terms of either a strong feature or concerns that you may have with the either the language or the way how it is framed?
Well, I haven't expressed that as yet to my colleagues, but I'll do so over the next few days, and we'll share our thoughts with them. But there are some things that need some adjustment.
We're 2 days away from Faya Fidat, one of the biggest comedy shows to be organized in Belize. It will be held this Saturday, September 30th at the Belize City Civic Center at 6 p.m. sharp. Stand-up comedy is an expressive art that has been taking the country by storm, and some of the top acts in this field of entertainment are in Belize. On Wednesday, Major Hype and Reggie Cush Edwards were featured in our newscast. And tonight, comedians White Yardy and Kelly Kells stopped in at our studios here on Coney Drive.
I'm super excited to bring my style of comedy over to Belize. Coming here, thinking about coming here has been an amazing experience, but just actually pulling up and the food and the people are friendly. It's so inviting. I'm like, I'm in the right place. Like, this fits my vibration. So yeah, I'm excited.
Talk about what people can expect from you. We've seen your work, but what can they expect for this show?
I think you can expect a high energy, me to be inviting, inclusive. I'm a very inclusive comedian. I like to make the audience a part of the show in the best way possible, right? So they know that I'm here with them. We in this together. So just being as current as possible, relevant, fly, so fly. You know, that's part of it. Well, there's only one me, and that's just being original in my own being. I'm only Kelly Kells that's gonna ever be in the building, and I think what truly separates me is that I live in a moment in real life, and really, truly, what you see on stage is what you're gonna get off stage. So it's not like a big act. I'm not acting. I'm just living in my truth, and I just happen to get paid a lot of money for it.
Like, now, this career path that you've chosen has taken you across the world. It's not. Talk to us about. Was this where you saw yourself as an artist?
As a little girl, I knew I was going to be in entertainment, right? Because I have an entertaining spirit. Comedy, probably, I didn't know the direction, but I just always knew I was going to be a superstar. I was born a star, but the super part is when the world gets to see it, right? So I'm a superstar. But I act. I've been in drama my entire life, in theater. I'm the definition, and then I was a school teacher. I'm certified K through 12. I have a master's in administrative leadership. So at one point I was doing improv every day for 9 years as a teacher. You know, that's improv. And just when I took that career leap, that leap of faith, it was obvious that I was in the right place at the right time for my right season. So it was just a no-brainer that this is good. I make people laugh. I make people just light. I make situations that could tend to be extremely heavy on people light. So I'm like, oh man, it's a ministry. It's a ministry at this point.
This cannot be the first and last time that you're in Belize.
No, actually, this is the first time I'm in Belize. But thank you, Derek. It won't be the last because I'm sure I'm going to be a fan favorite. They're going to be knocking down the door to bring me back, and I'm like, oh, I'm so busy. But if I'm not busy, I'll be back.
Liver. I'll put my head right where liver there. Because I'm not going to look upon that. Right now, because liver dry. Me hate liver. Remember as a little youth when we used to go to school and get our school dinner and then give our liver and chicken foot. I mean, know some of the foreign people I'm watching some like, cow foot and chicken foot and goat head and pig's tail.
It's White Yardy, the comedian. People know me already. You know what I mean? They can expect entertainment from start to finish. You know what I mean? Vibrant, energetic, you know what I mean? We relatable stuff. Talk about what you can relate to at home or anywhere, you know what I mean? So yeah, when Missy say, yo, like, people like what me I do, because I didn't decide to do this accidentally happened to me. You know what I mean? 10 years ago, 11 years ago, start do some videos. People say, yo, try to stand up. So over 10 years, started to stand up and it worked. And people say, yo, come back again, come back again. You have to do more, and just keep on going. And so over the last years, just keep perfecting my craft, keep learning the craft of comedy, knowing the basics, knowing the formula, and then just put it together with what I know, and yeah.
Where do you see yourself going in this industry, say the next 5-10 years?
Well, we just keep on going, you know what I mean? We've been doing tours all around England, Canada, America. We're touring in the Caribbean, so we just keep doing that, and hopefully one day it can go on bigger and bigger and keep growing.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.